We recording?
Yeah, we're all good.
All right.
It was fun.
Yeah. Full Saints podcast, episode 7. Here with Devin Manns and Connor Heffler. Connor, thanks for coming in. You were class of 2020.
Yeah.
We were just talking about this before. And that year kind of sucked, senior year.
Yeah.
Because it was like the whole COVID thing.
Yeah, terrible.
What was that kind of just like having like COVID be your last thing, kind of like such a like health scare? It was just, what was that like?
Honestly, we had no idea that it was gonna like impact the rest of our senior year.
Yeah.
Right. We kind of thought it would just be 2 extra free weeks of break.
Yeah, same.
So we were super excited, like, oh, an extra 2 weeks, and then we heard classes were being moved online, no prom, no grad night. Is that what they call it?
Yeah,
grad night. So that kind of stank, but yeah, it is how it is.
Yeah, and then so here at Saints you played football, right?
Yeah.
All 4 years?
Yeah, all 4 years.
And who's the coach when you were here?
I had Coach Sanchez.
That's right, yeah.
Up until my sophomore year, and then Coach Kramer, junior and senior year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that's right. And then so at Saints, and then you went on to play football at Cal Poly.
Yeah.
And how was that?
Oh, it was awesome. I miss it already.
Really?
Such a good time. Yeah, Cal Poly's awesome. School-wise, top-notch education. Football was super fun. Best times of my life. Besides here at Saints.
Did you go there specifically because you wanted to play football there, or did you want to stay in California, or?
I think it was kind of the mix of. I definitely knew I wanted a good education, and also somewhere that would be competitive in football. So I think Cal Poly was a good mix of the two. And I originally had wanted to go back east for school.
That's where I want to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it would be fun to go to like Clemson or even northeast.
Totally.
Like Villanova or something.
Great schools.
What was it like for you to play D1? Did you ever think that you'd be playing football in college? Was that like always your dream, or what was it like?
Dude, I definitely wanted to. I came in freshman year here at Saints. I was 125 pounds.
Oh,
I was like me.
It's like what Devin's at right now.
Yeah, I was tiny. So, and then senior year, I'm pretty sure I got up to like 210.
Oh,
so I was
Brady Clem.
Brady. Damn.
So I definitely took like Coach Sweat.
Oh yeah.
All his super thankful for all that training, but really took like eating and training super seriously. And then I actually played soccer here at Saints till my sophomore year.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So I loved playing soccer too, and I just kind of started training for football, and I was like, God, I just like this. I just like it more.
Yeah, a little more physical, yeah.
And then just went on to play college football. My older brother, who also went to Saints, he played at Pomona Pitzer, and then my dad played at USD. So.
Oh wow, okay.
Strong football family.
Just wanted to play as well. So.
And so, what did you major in at Cal Poly?
Economics, and then I concentrated in entrepreneurship.
Okay, that's interesting given what you're in now.
Yeah.
What you started now, ODIN, right?
Yeah.
Do you want to talk a little bit about that? Like, so how did that like kind of come to be? Like, first maybe like what it is, and then like how did that like come to be?
Yeah, totally. So we are developing a virtual reality headset and eye tracking software for concussion detection and recovery. So our kind of end vision is to transit. So like basically how concussions are detected right now, it's a pen and paper checklist.
That's right. Yeah, so you can't really like
very subjective,
certify. Yeah.
So we are essentially trying to transition from those subjective assessment protocols to a more objective biomarker for concussions, and we think that's through eye tracking.
Okay.
How it kind of came about. It was actually my senior project at Cal Poly through one of my entrepreneurship classes. And
okay, that makes sense. Cool. How'd you like come up with the idea for that?
Honestly, talking to a lot of people. We spent about 6 months just doing customer development, so talking to coaches, athletic trainers, doctors, and just really narrowing down on the problem. So we kept hearing about concussions, and started looking into it more, researching it, and eventually came down to the solution of having a headset that can do eye tracking and detect concussions in less than 5 minutes.
That's awesome.
So that's the goal, and we're going strong. So.
Yeah, well, because there's the test, right? Like there's the pen test, or with the light to track if your eyes are avoiding the beams. And so does it kind of like work similar to that, or?
Yeah, so it essentially combines. So we have a battery of 7 different visual tasks that you'll see in the VR headset. So it combines a couple of our different tests and a couple that are clinically validated and used today, like you're saying, the follow my finger test. So we have an element of that test, but really that test, when you do it manually, it's almost impossible to pick up these small abnormal eye movements that are indicative of concussions. So we're essentially objectifying that and getting real data in real time through our headset.
Wow.
One thing, how has AI helped
I was gonna say,
this concussion test and the VR part? I'm pretty curious about that.
Yeah, good question. So from a 30,000-foot view, our device will be able to essentially learn how a normal, healthy person's eyes move and learn how a concussed person's eyes move and be able to differentiate between the two. So if you're looking at AI is huge nowadays.
Yeah.
Basically, if you're a startup and you're not using AI, it's like, what are you doing?
You're out of here. You got to say you utilize AI.
Yeah. So that's essentially how we're implementing AI. We're actually doing that right now. We have some initial data from concussed patients and healthy patients, and we're essentially just building diagnostic algorithms right now.
So the headset would learn what concussed eyes look like and how they react to the different tests, and then it would also learn how normal eyes look, and then it would use each sample size to define which one you are.
Yeah, from a super high level, yes. And it's all about the data for us, collecting a huge normative database. We've actually been I was talking to Mr. Hearn about getting Saints on the list. We have 8 high schools right now that we're working with. Haven't really gone to Saints yet because I know I'm sure you guys would be willing to test it out.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's hard. Concussions are nasty. Yeah. Like when my dad went here, it was before even their physical training room. He always tells me, because when we came here, he saw the ice bath and the taping and the game ready and the Normatec, and he was like my training room was like a roll of tape and a bucket of ice. And
when year did your dad graduate?
98.
Okay, my dad was 85.
Okay, yeah. That's
awesome.
And so he saw all this stuff. But he had so many concussions back in the day, and they can be terrible, especially when it's subjective. If you especially back then, it was do you have one? Do you not have one? And then they would just get back in the game.
Yeah.
But even some of our friends have just gotten concussions, and
That's the thing is back then, when there wasn't that much awareness, it's they would just say walk it off, or go chill in a dark room for a couple days, or limit your light exposure. So there's all this research that's coming out now, and this new awareness that's actually detrimental. Removing yourself from your sport, removing yourself from school, or whatever your learning environment is, social environment, that's actually detrimental and makes people heal a lot slower.
Yeah.
So a ton of new research is coming out about that, which is kind of good to see. More obviously legislative tailwinds coming in with.
Yeah, well, because I know because my girlfriend got 4 concussions playing soccer.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
'Cause you can get a good amount in soccer,
totally.
headering and stuff.
Yeah.
And she actually had treatment of EEG, where it used the electromagnetic forces to kind of assess.
Right.
But that's not necessarily assessing if she had a concussion. That's just the damage on the latter end, later.
Right.
But this would be cool because then it could just see it right up front before that damage is made.
Yeah. So we actually learned that EEGs, 90%, over 90% of concussions don't get detected by EEGs.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, so that's kind of why we've looked into EEGs, accelerometers on helmets, or other applications.
Helmets,
The thing with accelerometers, though, is if you're, thinking as a football player, if you have a light on your helmet that basically lights up when you sustain a certain hit that goes above a certain threshold of force, you're just going to be pulling kids out of the game constantly.
Yeah.
It's going to destroy the game. So we wanted to build a solution that will be able to identify a concussion at the point of care, so right after it happens in real time, and also not taking away anything from the game. Or whatever sport.
Did you or any of like your close buddies ever get a concussion and you were like, man, I really want to do something about this? Or like, what was your thought process there?
Yeah, so one of my good friends, he was a linebacker as well at Cal Poly. He actually had to stop playing football. He suffered, I believe, over 6 concussions.
Wow.
So it just kept happening to him. Mm-hmm. And he was feeling some really just bad effects.
That's right. There's some serious effects with it.
Yeah, so he had to stop playing football, and he's been really good to kind of talk to during this process and kind of hear from him about where he thinks maybe we could go. Just get some initial feedback from him. But yeah, it's so common in football, soccer. Basically any sport that's impact.
I got a concussion playing pickleball.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. I was like in 8th grade, and I like jumped up to like hit the ball, and then I I was like in the air, so I kind of like swung, like landed on my chest.
Oh god.
And then I like kind of hit here, but I don't think I got it when I like hit here because then I got up to like walk it off, and then it was just like lights out, passed out, and I just slammed on the side of my head. And I went to the hospital, and it was so embarrassing. They were like, how'd this happen?
I've heard some crazy so my friend who I was just telling you about, he got concussed one time during practice, and he said the whole field was purple.
What?
Wow.
All his vision was purple, which just I thought was kind of funny. Like, if that happened at Saints, I'd be like,
no, kind of cool.
Yeah, it'd be kind of cool. No, but his whole vision went purple, and he was just like out of it. We just heard some crazy stories.
My sister was she played softball.
Yeah.
And it was like a pop fly, like going like up in the air, and the sun was in her eyes, and she thought the ball was like right here, but it was really right here. Hit her in the head. She like got like a gnarly concussion from it. Yeah. So it's like it can literally happen like the most.
Yeah. And even like falls, like even like the elderly, there's a bunch of falls. Kind of that age population we see a lot. Haven't really delved into that much, but we're more so focused on the athletic space.
Yeah, like athletes.
We've seen there's a huge need there, all the way from youth sports to the NFL. There's or other professional sports franchises. There's huge needs. So
because the effects of a concussion can be terrible. Yeah. Like I remember like my girlfriend telling me like it'll just like what is CTEs what.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It like will like just like kind of like put like a fog almost like over like if you've had like too many.
Yeah.
Like or like Junior Sale.
Yeah.
Like he like ended up like ending his life because of it. Like it can get so bad that this could be like cutting edge and kind of ending that. Yeah,
that's the main that's the vision, I would say. Just kind of the subconcussive impacts as well. We want to be able to detect those as well. So a lot of the concussions that fall under the radar are things that they add up over time. So those successive concussions.
Oh, they can like add up to being gnarlier?
Yeah, to being that serious. So that's something we want to take on and tackle. Obviously, it's a huge problem, and we can't detect every concussion, but the successive concussions that kind of get through these checklist assessments, we want to be able to objectify those and say with really high certainty that someone has a concussion or not. So,
and looking into the future, right, we're at high school, youth levels right now. Do you want to broaden that to college, even NFL? And then would you even want to branch out into like other sports? And then as we're talking about the elderly, would you want to get into like community homes and stuff like that in the future? So what's your goal there?
Good question. So like you said, there's so many different areas we can focus on. The biggest market we're going to focus on first is the high school market.
Okay.
So we have a database that basically has the contact information and geocodes 22,000 high schools across the country. So we haven't had a hard time just finding people to talk to. And we felt that the biggest need is at the high school space first, because usually there's only one athletic trainer at most schools. As opposed to the NFL, there's 6 neurotrauma consultants watching the game all the time, which we think the need is still there too, but it's not as big of a market as high schools. Because, I mean, what is there, 32 teams, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously we're trying to get to the NFL because, I mean, like you said, there's a ton of NFL athletes that suffer from CTE. Trying to get there, but they've basically said, like, we have an advisor who was formerly on the NFL Head, Neck, Spine Committee who's been working with us. So he's kind of, he's been giving us the inside scoop on how to effectively give, once we have the clinical data, giving that to the NFL and saying, like, let's talk. So.
Well, so you said, so what does ODIN look like right now? Like, where are you guys at? And like, kind of like, so it's the headset. Do they have like a few or just one, or like, what does the process look like right now?
Yeah, so we have 3 headsets right now. 2 are in R&D, and 1 is deployed in a concussion clinic in San Luis Obispo.
Okay.
It's kind of funny. So we work out of the Cal Poly Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship. There's a co-working space there, and we're in a 2-year incubator right now.
Okay.
So the only concussion clinic within like a 120-mile radius happened to be across the street from us, which is kind of funny.
That's insane.
So my head athletic trainer at Cal Poly, his wife actually owns the clinic. So,
oh, wow.
She's been helping us collect some data, but that's really our biggest hurdle, is collecting data from concussed people specifically.
So what does R&D look like right now, like collecting that data? Like what would a day be like for that?
So she sees about 120 patients a year, I believe it is, somewhere around there. So she is, with patients she's able to collect data on, she'll go through her whole protocol and whatever that rehab looks like for the patient, and then she'll collect data with our headset after their appointment, essentially.
So does she use the EEG as well?
She does not. She does most of her rehab manually.
Okay.
So we've been working with her a lot too, because we also are envisioning a rehab aspect of the product. And a lot of the rehab she does, like neuroplasticity exercises with patients, a lot of that stuff we can implement into that VR headset very easily. So that we haven't touched yet, but that's another aspect we want to get to eventually. So
eventually, really, this headset can detect concussions as well, but also have a great treatment path in the.
How would treatment work?
Yeah, so the end vision is, so let me rewind a little bit. There's all these different concussions. There's ocular concussion, vestibular concussion, cervical concussions. So all these different
I did not know there was multiple different types.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know, and I actually didn't know before working on this.
Yeah.
So the end vision is we can subtype your concussion. So say, okay, you got a ocular vestibular concussion. So we're able to identify your subtype and then also offer you personalized rehab that you complete within the headset like 2 to 3 times a week.
And this would be direct to consumer?
So we're going to be B2B, so business to business. And yeah, we're looking at high schools right now, but like you said, colleges, we anticipate them wanting it after high schools jump on, and then eventually get into the NFL once we have a huge normative database and also clinical data from concussed patients. So.
And how is going to like clinics and like big business events helped you expand your business and your relationships?
Yeah, like networking wise.
You met Coach Clapp recently, so who are like some pretty big people that you've met?
Gosh, I'm trying to think. I've been to some athletic training conferences. Met a lot of great people there from UCSF, Caltech. I saw Coach Clapp there.
Wait, was this the Vegas one?
No, that was, I didn't get to go to that one, unfortunately. So that one's like the Far West Athletic Trainers Conference.
Yeah, that Coach Clapp was telling me.
He
was pretty excited to go to Vegas.
Yeah, I was trying to go to that one, but I couldn't. I actually just competed in there was like a pitch competition. We were in due diligence with this like investment group for 2 months. So
wow.
it's been a journey. We had to go through that, and I've never really done that before, so it was a learning process for me. But
wow.
yeah, I'm trying to think of other people we've met. A lot of people at the NFL level. We just talked to the Chargers head athletic trainer.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Talked to the Panthers back in the summer. And then we're talking to the Chiefs head athletic trainer in a few weeks. So
wow. That's awesome.
Yeah, meeting some cool people.
Yeah.
It's been awesome to kind of leverage the Cal Poly network of athletes who played in the NFL. And they've been super willing to kind of put us in touch with people.
Because I'm sure like ex NFL players who have left like due to like it's probably near and dear to their heart, like just stopping stuff like this.
Yeah, definitely.
And so like with that, or like people that are passionate about it, like you talked about investing, like what does investing kind of look like right now? Like what's like funding look like?
Yeah, so I'm actively fundraising right now.
Okay.
So we kind of with a startup, the two things for a startup, like 50% of my time is dedicated to fundraising, 50% is business customer development, talking to customers, and then another 50% is everything else, managing engineers, making sure development is on course. So right now, fundraising, we basically need a lot of money to conduct the clinical study. So we're trying to actually conduct that in San Diego.
Okay.
So just kind of given that I'm from San Diego, have contacts in the athletic space, we're hoping to partner with a bunch of high schools out here and have headsets deployed out there. And then also partner with a hospital or some clinical facility that we can get concussed data from. And essentially what I'm envisioning is that we can funnel high school student athletes to this hospital for the study, while also having headsets deployed at high schools. So that's kind of what I'm fundraising for. So we're trying to relocate out to San Diego over the next few months, I would say.
Wow, that's super cool.
Yeah.
What about would you like the teams, like so what would it look like in an NFL? Would it be the same thing where there would be like a main like hub that they would go to, or would it be all in-house with the headsets?
Are you saying like
as far as treatment, like would there be a specific like area, or what would like training look like to train the physical trainers?
In terms of like how to use the device?
Yeah, like
so it's actually extremely simple. Like
is it really?
I don't like, I'm not an engineer by trade. That's not my background, and I'm able to put it on, complete the test in under 5 minutes, and then right now we have a web app built that basically shows you all the results, and it's super simple to see those results. Right now we're kind of cleaning up the UI and kind of how the app works so we can make it super user friendly, but it's very user friendly. So we're trying to standardize the calibration of the headset so that it can calibrate to everyone's eyes effectively. Trying to just standardize as much as we can and make it super user friendly so that even athletic trainers that don't have a background in software or anything can use it, and it's super easy for them. So our goal is to transition to one concussion likelihood metric and not just give them a bunch of data that they don't know what to do with.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
And you talked about the different types of concussions, and you said that it would show which one specifically you had. And so like what are you said the 3 types, but how do they like vary? Like what makes each one, which is it a different part of the head or just like a different like caliber of like how bad it was?
So it's usually kind of comes down to what area of your brain is affected. So how I like to think about concussions is that essentially your brain is rattling in your skull.
Okay.
At a very high level.
Yeah.
And your brain is like bruised. So what area of the brain is affected? We're trying to. That kind of depends on what symptom type you'll have, what symptom profile you'll have. So I was able to go, I went into the concussion clinic.
I thought it was all the same one.
But I was able to go into that concussion specialist, and she was able to say, like, kind of do a whole baseline evaluation on me. And she was able to say, Connor, if you were concussed, you would have an ocular deficit. She just knew that. So I was thinking, because I had pre-existing ocular deficits, probably from prior concussions, and my body has just adapted to those deficits and hasn't really gone back to what my normal is.
No way. So
my body's just kind of adapted to having those deficits. So we essentially want to do what she just did on me in the headset and actually implementing that rehab so that someone can get back to whatever their normal is.
Wow.
That's pretty deep.
Damn. So what would the process be like of getting back to normal? Because, like, sure, it would be really nice to know if you had a concussion, but then where do you go from there?
Yeah, so essentially, when you get a concussion, you'll have symptoms from like 3 to 7 days. Sometimes they'll go away within 3 to 7 days. And
just naturally, okay.
Yeah, a lot of people are like, oh, I'm back to normal, but your brain's still healing for a couple weeks after. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people don't know that, so they'll go back to play.
Yeah.
They'll get back to play, and they'll get another concussion. They'll be out even longer.
Oh.
So we essentially we believe that identifying it first, very early, being able to rehab it with our device will essentially eliminate that kind of possibility of getting multiple concussions.
So if you were to get a concussion, are you more susceptible
to you're more prone?
Again.
Yes, if you don't heal properly, if you don't go through the right rehab. And a lot of times, like Coach Clapp's he's very in tune with concussion rehab, like we talked for a while, but a lot of athletic trainers don't, or actually athletic trainers are very trained in concussion care, we've learned, but we want to standardize it so that even the common person can use this device eventually. Right now it's got to be used by a medical professional, but eventually we want even the common person to be able to use it, if that makes sense. So.
And with I know there's a lot of like organizations and stuff like that. I take Coach Clapp's class. I can't remember what it's called, but do you have to go through them to get it, to get like the headset?
Oh yeah, like a certification.
Yeah, certification. And is there like licensings behind it?
So we will be going through the FDA. So we will be technically a medical device. Yeah. So we'll be a class 2 medical device. So it's basically, since it's non-invasive, it's not like a blood test or anything that needs to be injected or anything. So it'll be a class 2 medical device, and we'll have to get a 510K clearance, which is for the specific device we're going after.
The FDA can be pretty hard to certify.
Yeah.
Like my mom works with pharmaceuticals.
Okay.
And they were doing class 1.
Yeah.
Because it's something you're like taking in.
Right.
And it was so hard, like because you can't like name the drug after the. So I'm sure class 2 would be maybe a little bit easier, but still.
Yeah. We're super grateful to have a bunch of advisors through the Cal Poly Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship. We are now working with an FDA consultant who's successfully cleared like over 100 medical devices. Mm-hmm. So we've been working with him a little bit. He specifically worked in clearing software as a medical device, so a bunch of software products. So he's really in tune with kind of setting us up early. But I mean, yeah, that'll be a year-long process to kind of go through all of that. But yeah, especially with some of the budget cuts at the FDA right now are a little worrisome, but we think that'll kind of eventually clear out. It's already starting to kind of clear up a little bit now, but.
Wow, that'll be super cool. Yeah. I'm excited for it to hopefully be at Saints one day.
Oh, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, totally. Thanks for having me, guys.
Thank you.
This is awesome.
All right.
Thanks, y'all.
That was cool. Thanks,